beautifully about us and Born on the 4th of July. The Bob, you know, has always spoken from his gut and his heart, and he's always been a progressive in my mind. And for it, he was fired by the LA Times. You know, it's not easy, and he had to start over late in his life, later than me even. So you've seen the other side, you know the other side, and you know you've paid a price for speaking your mind. But thank God you did, and that's, I think my father used to say, and he was always he was a good man, I loved him, but he always said, never speak the truth, Oliver. You'll only get into trouble. Never listen to your father until it's too late. At some point I did cross over. But you know, it was experience and of course pain, and the Vietnam War did play a large role in it, but so did so many people who did talk to me over the years. Now, you're influenced in so many ways. I did not come back from Vietnam a radical by any means. I was not joining the protesters. I didn't see what Peter Kuznick saw, and he grew up in a liberal family, and he was out there protesting. I didn't understand it. I knew I was confused, but it takes effort. It's a persuasion of 100 different people who speak to you about things you don't know. And I'm really not the smartest, but I've changed in life, and change is what gives you strength. Change is what deepens you. And you have to abandon, I didn't know that I would abandon every belief that I had when I was young. I hardly knew that I'd be talking to people like Castro. I just can't imagine it, but I grew up, I know this experience, and no one can take this away from me. I grew up in fear. In fear. I grew up from the earliest age. With the bomb and the conformity of communism is out to dominate the world, and it's out to get you, out to get us. And in that belief, I carried on for many years until I ended up in Vietnam. And I was fighting communism as far as I knew. Now, even then, it took me a long time to wake up. So it's personal, it's branded in me, it's in my skin, and you gotta stand for something in your life, otherwise they're gonna run you over and they'll forget you. So we don't have a long lifespan, so what we should do with our little time here is flash a little light on this horrible situation. We're hypnotized, the country is hypnotized, most of the kids are hypnotized, but there's hope, because there's someone out in that audience, somebody young, who, and maybe old, who's going to stand up and make a difference in the future, and that's the only way we can carry on the light.
Peter, let me ask you a question.